what they call abortion, where you leave the child to die. That's absolutely disgusting.
Would you say you've got male privilege?
No.
No. Okay, so you're not a white male with privilege at all.
We go all the politically
No, nothing to do with politically correct.
It is complete political correct. It's not fact. It's fact if you're left wing, a leftist, and you're politically correct.
I'm not politically affiliated.
Well, it is political correctness.
I'm not politically affiliated. I think political correctness is just respect.
No, it's not, because what they do is they demonise subgroups which they say have got privilege. I mean, I don't have privilege over a well-educated woman, or even any woman. Any woman they want could make a complaint and it would be taken seriously.
Yeah,
if I complained about a woman, I wouldn't be taken seriously. It is privilege.
So you don't find as a male that you've had a privilege over women
I
at
haven't.
all?
No.
Because I find that I have.
Well, then that's for you to deal with. Maybe you had a
Well, I do
privileged
deal
life.
with it. I acknowledge it every day.
I don't, because I'm not privileged.
And I'm in a low bracket because I'm white and working class. So I'm in a lower bracket. But I still have privilege over, say, a woman.
No, you don't. You don't have privilege over this lady.
I do, yeah.
When I was in school, I had a physics teacher who told me I should never go into physics because I'm a woman.
Well, that's the old-fashioned way of looking at things. I'm surprised that that's true. That's happened. Well, I'm surprised.
Well, look at the media.
Was it a male or female teacher? That's unusual. How old was he?
35?
That's strange. He doesn't sound like very well in the head, because there's an awful lot of women who are in STEM sciences. And actually there's far more women who are vets and work in medicine than men do.
Yes,
so they can quite capable of it.
I know a lot of women who want to go into STEM end up going into biology and medicine because those are seen as the soft sciences rather than the hard sciences.
No, but we don't take into account, that's what feminists say, but actually women tend to make different choices to men. And there are certain women tend to make very different choices to men. Now you look at Parliament, yes, it does look like male privilege, all full of men, all full of old men, House of Lords, all full of old farts, half of them are asleep. Now, you say, well, that's male privilege. Now, they're rolling over to get women to become parliamentarians, and if they did, they would get them in. That's why they have quotas. We have women of merit who get in. The quota people you get in aren't of the same merit.
Okay, I agree that there shouldn't be quota,
but you know why? Because men and women make different choices. Now, you see men...
But why do you think they make different choices?
Because of biology. Because of biology.
Or is it because of societal pressure?
But no, it can be societal pressure as well. It can be both. But it is often because of biology.
How do you know that? How do you
know
that?
They know that through science, which feminists have been attacking for a long time. The male brain and the female brain are quite different. And by the way, some women can have a male type brain and some men can have a female type brain. There's different types of brain, and it has a lot to do with the testosterone when you're in the womb, when it goes in. There's nothing wrong with being either, because men and women complement each other, and there's nothing. See, feminists seem to hate women.
Why do you constantly refer to the feminists though?
Because the feminists are the feminist ideology is the problem.
That's a very minority though.
Feminism.
Hey?
Could you define feminism?
Feminism is a woman who calls herself a feminist. Now, there's a lot of young women who say, I'm a feminist because they believe in women's rights. Everyone, but almost most people believe in women's rights and equality of opportunity. Most people in this world, men and women. So they say, well, I believe in equality and I should be treated fairly. But they never think about men's rights. Now, you need to look at how men are treated in society. And you need to know that in 12 to 13 men a day commit suicide in Britain.
Well, look, I know that there are problems that men have which women don't have as much. Like, I've had a friend who went to become an educator who was called a pedophile for a while. But, on the other hand, don't you believe that because of sort of historical, societal pressures that on average, in total, it is more difficult for a woman to get the job she wants than for a man?
Traditionally, it was much more difficult for a woman to go into a male environment. And it may still happen in some environments now, even though it would be illegal to stop that. And there are reasons why some men don't want to work with women. And there's a reason, and it's when you get women who do behave badly and they bully men and they demand and they behave aggressively towards men. And when a woman behaves like that, you can't treat a woman the way you would a man. Men and what?
Why not?
Because if you got in a punch-up with it, you'd end up being arrested.
You shouldn't be punching anyone.
No, I know, but a lot of men, the reason a lot of men conduct themselves in a certain manner, because if you went around talking to people the way some women do, someone would hit you.
Some women do. Some women.
So a lot of women do. Well, there are an awful lot of women who go
individuals
around.
Yeah,
there are individuals. And there's some absolutely beautiful women in the world. But a lot of women know that, and I'm not just talking about as human beings. There's there's a lot of women who know they can get away with murder by bullying people. And I've worked in.
And there's not a lot of men that bully people.
Yeah, men bully people. Yes, there's some
on a
men
greater
out there.
scale, on a massive greater scale.
There's a lot of women on a great massive scale that bully people as well,
Yeah.
and they bully other women. You talk to any woman who grew up in a girls' school, a boarding school, the bullying that goes on in those places is terrible.
That's institutional, though. That is.
It's not institutional.
Yes,
They're
it
girls
is.
in a school.
It's institutional in the
and
same
they
way as
teach-
Eton, in the
No,
same way
they're
as
not.
you have fags.
No,
and
I'm not
stuff like
talking
that.
about something like Eton. I'm not talking about where they do
Boarding school, man.
all that sort of stuff. Where they do the I forgot what's it called when you go into hazing. Yeah, I'm not talking about hazing. See, it can't be institutional because you're talking about a load of young women or young girls becoming young women going into our place of learning, and there's bullying going on. And they find with texting and all that, women actually do more ugly online stuff to other women than anybody
Where's
does.
that from? Where's that source?
That's you're asking for a source. This is what they talk about on the internet
That's
about
what they talk
bullying.
about.
Yes, they talk when you're looking at bullying because they think, oh, it's all these male trolls who are sex offenders or weirdos bullying women. No, there's an
Who are
awful
they?
lot of women.
Who are they?
Who?
When you say they
See,
say.
you're doing the left wing thing.
I'm not
who are they
doing the
doing
left
this
wing
up?
thing. I'm
just
asking
doing
you
this.
questions.
You are doing this left wing
I'm
stuff.
asking you questions.
You
You're
are
saying
asking me a
they.
question. When they've looked into who does the bullying, they put up examples of where
I
women
make
go
films,
after
yeah.
other women.
Okay then, I make films, right? If I was to put out a film with definitive information and just
Well,
keep
then
saying
you'd
they
actually
said,
have to have the proof
they
there.
said. So
well,
do you not
then-
find that
no,
you need
no,
source of
yeah.
information
No,
to back up
if
your
I
views?
wheeled in here and all I was going to talk about was internet bullying and why women do it as much as men or more, who knows?
you
I would
can't just
actually
say
have to
that,
have the
can you,
statistics.
without
I
any
didn't come here to
source?
talk about that, but that's one of the things. I came here to talk about anti-feminism and why I believe that feminism is not a good thing,
Okay,
and
but
why
if
it's an
you've
ideology.
You've defined a feminist as anybody who calls themselves a feminist.
No, yes, that's what a feminist is.
Okay.
There's many different types of feminism,
Of course.
and what links them all?
Well,
The one route that links them all is the patriarchal theory. And the patriarchal theory says that men have exploited and abused women since the dawn of time for their own rights and their own use.
Okay, I would say that if I call myself a feminist, it's because I want equal rights for everybody.
Yeah. So can
What's
I ask
wrong
you a
with
question?
that?
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
And equal rights of opportunity. Good, because we have female architects. There's one in Israel, and her work's incredibly flowing. I love her work. There are people who can do it. See, everyone assumes that I'm going to be saying, oh, women should be in the kitchen. Absolutely, and this is the stereotype that you get given. And it's like a mask, they stick it on you. There's a complex thing that you're talking about. And the one word, you said it before, if you come down to it, is respect. This is one thing that we're not having in society now. Now, the feminine, you get hashtag kill all men or kill all white men. Now, that goes for millions. It goes tagged all over the world. Now, if somebody put a tag out, kill all women, that would be in all the newspapers in a second.
Aren't you strawmanning by looking at a very fringe group of
It's not
feminists?
fringe. It's not fringe. This is the problem. Our institutions, everything is full of a lot of feminist women, and they come through, and feminist men. Feminist men can be the bloody worst. They come through the institutions of universities, and they are taught the left-wing propaganda about the oppressor and the oppressed. This is Marxism. And Karl Marx said in his time that if you can, if you take the father out of the family, the state becomes the father. And when you take the mother and the children rely upon the state to provide for them. Because when you have a traditional family, it doesn't matter what race or religion it is, it's hard to push around. You've got uncles, aunties, grandmothers, men, women, and all the rest of it. And it's a strong connection unless it's some horrible dysfunctional mess, which happens. But when you, and of course you've got intersectionality, which is a way of dividing people and saying you've got the victim narrative that these people don't have this and don't have that, and they say this is the reason why, and it's all left-wing stuff, and it undoes things. And if you do try to talk on a lot of subjects, you get called a hate speech.
I find this interesting because a lot of coming from a country which used to be partially communist, Germany.
Normally they understand communism very well.
In communism, what you found after Germany was reunited, that there was a lot more equality between men and women in the former East Germany.
Did you know one of the communists, the first thing they did is put party members up with equality, men and women, but they never had any say. They just voted like this for Stalin.
So why are you calling, I mean, if what you find in a country which has been divided, where one part was made communist, one part was capitalist, then why are you saying that it's left-wing nonsense?
Because what it does is it weakens it. It's just everyone is equal. Now, say if I play chess against you, I'm not a good chess player. I can't be bothered concentrating. I'm not equal to him playing chess. Everyone is an individual, and there are differences in people. To say that everyone, it's like having me. Next time we have the Olympics, you got me running in with them, and I have to come in first sometimes because it wouldn't be fair if I didn't. It would be rubbish because no one wants to see. I was a runner when I was 20, but not now. What was it? It would be rubbish. So people have different skills, and what they do is by what's happening now. Last time I was here, I met a mathematician, a woman, and her boyfriend, and he looked like something out of Bug's Life with a big pair of glasses on, and he was constantly mocking. They were upper class people, and she's a mathematician, qualified, going on. She wasn't talking about maths. She was talking about how hard it is for women and how this and that, and going all on about the feminist stuff. And I was talking to our communications person, who's a woman called Elizabeth, absolutely amazing, better, higher IQ than me, better speaker. And she was saying what annoys her about these bloody people is that there's no gratitude on how bloody lucky they are. For a start,
you mean they don't acknowledge their privilege?
Yeah,
in the same way you don't acknowledge yours.
I acknowledge my privilege of coming from a country which is fortunate enough.
You don't acknowledge your male privilege?
No, I don't have male privilege.
Okay.
I don't have male privilege.
Okay, so one thing you said, which we sort of got away from, was that you're saying that there are biological, psychological differences between men and women. Who says that, and where do you get that from?
Science has always said that men and women tend to make different choices. Like I said with Parliament. Now,
yes, they make different choices, but is that biological?
Yeah, and it can also be environmental.
Okay.
It can.
So what about Margaret Thatcher?
What do you think influences it most?
Environmental or biological? I think biological is like your key information, which is what you're made of. And I think the environment will also, very much so, create what you believe and what you think. Your prime. See,
since there are more men in certain fields, such as STEM science or politicians, leaders, do you think that they are just generally biologically better in these areas?
I think yes, they have a better understanding. Most men, there are a lot of women who do, but it's a minority of women, of systems and systems going. And there's nothing wrong with that. Women are much better socially. The women who I work with can organise really complex stuff with people better 10 times over than I can. And I'm there regards to the social ability is just much higher than mine.
So if they've got great social ability, then why aren't most people who do those kind of jobs you probably mean.
Why aren't they politicians?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, because they don't want to dedicate their whole life to that kind of power. Now you see, a man is a doing, a woman is a being. Okay, women are. If a man has no talent, no skills, no money, and isn't good looking and is boring, there we go. I've summed myself up in one go. What is it? Nobody wants to know them. Now, if a woman's in that same thing, she's actually got more status than a man. The men who tend to have the top status are the ones at the top of the pinnacle, who happen to be amazing.